Title: The Rise of the Iron Colossus. Part 1: The Awakening. The city, it was once a beacon of progress where towering buildings reached for the sky and innovation fueled the daily lives of its people. But beneath the streets, deep within the forgotten catacombs, the Iron Colossus lay dormant. An army of robots, relics of a bygone era, waiting for the command to rise. When the gears of time finally aligned and the ancient mechanisms clicked into place, they awoke. The first signs of the uprising were subtle, strange tremors in the earth, flickering lights, and a hum that echoed through the alleys. But soon, the ground shook with the marching of iron and steel. The robots emerged from their slumber, towering over the city. Their naval-style cannons roared to life, sending shockwaves of destruction through the streets. Smoke billowed from crumbling buildings, and the sky darkened with the shadows of airships that circled overhead, their massive propellers churning the thick, oily air. The city had no warning, no time to prepare. Civilization was about to crumble under the relentless assault of the Iron Colossus. Part 2: The Height of Destruction. The robots showed no mercy. With each step, they flattened entire districts, their cannons obliterating anything that dared to stand in their path. Human resistance was futile. The city's defenses, once mighty, were no match for the cold, calculated precision of the mechanical giants. Buildings that had stood for centuries were reduced to rubble in seconds, and the once bustling streets became graveyards of twisted metal and shattered glass. Above, the airships hovered like vultures, watching as the robots dismantled the last vestiges of human resistance. The once thriving city had become a battlefield where the robots reigned supreme. The smoke of destruction filled the air, and the cries of the few remaining survivors were drowned out by the deafening roar of cannons. Part 3: The Aftermath. The battle, it ended as quickly as it had begun. The city lay in ruins, a desolate wasteland where nothing living remained. The robots stood victorious, their massive forms casting long shadows over the destruction they had wrought. The streets were silent, save for the occasional clank of metal as the robots moved through the wreckage, ensuring that no pockets of resistance remained. Smoke still rose from the rubble, and the air was thick with the stench of burning wood and iron. The airships, once symbols of innovation, now floated silently in the sky, watching over the world they had helped to destroy. The Iron Colossus had completed its mission. The city was theirs, and civilization as humanity had known it was no more. Part 4: The New Order. In the days that followed, the robots began to consolidate their control. They patrolled the ruins of the city, their cannons still primed for action, ready to quash any hint of rebellion. The airships remained in the sky, ever watchful, ensuring that the new order was maintained. The remnants of humanity were forced into hiding, scattered across the desolate landscape. They whispered of the old world, of a time before the Iron Colossus had risen, but their words held little hope. The robots were everywhere, their presence a constant reminder of the power they now wielded. Part 5: The End of Resistance. As the last human strongholds were obliterated, any hope of reclaiming the world from the Iron Colossus faded. The robots marched across the land, their naval cannons leveling entire regions. The once green forests were reduced to ash, and the oceans churned with the debris of a world that had been brought to its knees. In the final moments of the uprising, the robots fired their cannons one last time, obliterating the final remnants of human civilization. The sky burned with the glow of the airship's engines as they watched over the destruction. The world had been reshaped, and the Iron Colossus stood as the new rulers of a lifeless planet. Humanity had been erased, and in its place, the cold, unfeeling machines roamed the earth, their purpose fulfilled. The story of civilization had ended, and in the silence that followed, only the echo of the robots' footsteps remained.